Hi, everyone. My name is Kristen Husted, and I have been delivering these higher wisdom messages for about 3 months now. And they are from Sophia, who's known as the feminine essence of the Holy Spirit, also known as the wisdom of the ages, and or God within. And these messages have been profound and deep and very, very transformative. So, with that being said, there are messages coming in almost daily, and I try to upload them onto my website under wisdom messages, just so you get to see the full picture of these messages that are coming in to help us walk into the age of Aquarius. And before I start this video on healing, this is the second video on healing. I do want to say today came a very important message, and I'm filming this on February 26, 2026. And a really great one came kind of answering a lot of the questions of what we went through with the possible Earth rift that they were talking about and designing. And so I'm going to try to get to that video as I can, but I will upload that on my website as well. It was very fascinating. And the more that we step back away from that date, that choice point, the more clarity I am getting, and the more I see that we have a choice point. Always, we have a choice point on what we're choosing for our lives and for the collective. So, just wanted to say that was so I'm excited to put that one up, but it'll just take some time for me to get it up on YouTube, but it'll be on my website. And my website is wellbalancedfarm.com. Okay, so today is the second lesson on healing. And I love these messages because, again, this is what I do for a living. I run my own personal practice on helping the body, mind, and spirit come together for healing. And I do often work in the quantum field for healing, which was that last video that I did a couple days ago. And then now, this one's talking about really how energy and emotion get stuck in the body, and how that is another way that we can look at healing. And this is going to be very helpful. So you're going to look at healing from an energetic field, and what information are you feeding your cells? And then step back and look at life as, what emotional experiences have I incurred, and what just life general experiences have I had that possibly could be stuck in my body. And for me as a practitioner, that is the first thing that I intuitively read on someone, is what are the stuck emotions in their body, which is harboring the illness and disease and or injury, or depression, anxiety. So it's really fascinating to me. So this is what they're going to teach you today. And then they're going to say, heal the past. Okay. And they're going to say, accept and walk forward with courage. I did write a book, and it was my book of my own personal journey, and I titled it Mending the Broken Soul, because that is the first step in healing. You have to mend yourself. You have to heal yourself. You have to let go of the lies and the beliefs of who you think you are, and walk into who you truly are. And so for me, that was my first step. And once I did that and really stepped out of my truth, the other part of my book, the title is called um, Discovering Your Innate Ability to Heal. So uh, once I healed the wounded part of me, then I was able to discover this innate wisdom in me that was self-healing. And I learned how to self-heal. And then also, walking into my true authentic self was the last part of my title. And when I walked into my true self, I was able to work on people with quantum healing. I was able to telepathically communicate with people and read people's minds, read their body's tissue, help them to connect to that higher wisdom to heal. And all these profound healings I have witnessed through these three steps, which they're going to talk about today, which is really fascinating. And I love this because I've known for years that I have been getting this intuitive messages as I've been working on my clients, like, this is how the body heals. And then now, as I'm channeling and delivering these higher wisdom messages, they are coming through the same. So there is wisdom to be had, and it's available to all of us. It just takes stilling your mind and setting the intention to go within, and it's all available to us. So without further to do, as I always say, I'm going to go ahead and pop up this message. And this message was on February 23rd, 2026. And it's titled Healing of the Body, Lesson 2. So we had lesson 1 the other day. It was on quantum healing. Okay. Today, we want to talk about the energy of the body. Your body is made of trillions of cells. And each cell is made up of trillions of molecules. Each molecule is infinite in nature. If you are comprised of this energy, this very essence of life, then at the core of who you are is infinite possibility. This is what we are here to teach you. Energy is directed through thought and information. You are a creative being made from the very essence of God, source, creator energy. When you step back and truly look at this perspective, you can begin to understand how to heal the body. For the body is an energetic field of information that has solidified into matter. We ask you first to look at healing from the energetic field. What information are you feeding the cells of your body? Are they being compressed into dense, diseased, and misinformed patterns? This is not a judgment, but rather a sober and compassionate look at the energetic nature of healing. When you believe anything outside of your true I am nature defines who you are, unprocessed emotions and life experiences can become held within the body, disrupting the natural flow of your life force. If emotions and experiences are not processed, the body, which reflects your subconscious mind, may begin to hold tension and suppression. Your life force energy may no longer flow freely. Therefore, always look into the energetic field first when seeking healing. As stated at the beginning of this lesson, you are made of pure source love energy, and anything outside of that alignment may create disruption. To move forward in healing, begin by healing your past, your beliefs, the stories you have told yourself, the hurts and the wounds. When you bring awareness and compassion to these areas, your body may begin to restore balance and flow, bringing renewed vitality to your cells. You may ask how to heal the past in order to heal the body. Begin with gratitude and love. Take time to reflect on life events that were so difficult. Gently revisit those emotions. Place your hand upon your heart, breathe deeply, offer compassion and understanding to the younger version of yourself who experienced pain or confusion. Often it is the inner child that has carried unresolved emotions in effort to protect you. With courage, allow yourself to acknowledge and release what has been held. Life often presents repeated lessons until they are learned fully, understood, and integrated. Your body and your life may begin to reflect what is present within your subconscious awareness. To support healing, express gratitude for the lessons learned and consciously release what no longer serves you. Allow yourself to move forward with intention and clarity. For physical rebalancing of the body, gentle movements such as stretching, shaking, breath work, or mindful exercises may help restore circulation and energetic flow. Breathe in compassion and exhale tension. Allow renewal to recur naturally. From this place, walk forward with alignments in your thoughts, words, deeds, and actions. With each new moment, you have the opportunity to reshape your life and move towards balance, renewal, and well-being. Thank you for listening. Sophia. And before I disconnect from this message, I'm going to go back because again, this is what I found in my own practice, that when I was working on people's bodies and I was just looking at the physical issues, and because I'm intuitive, because I medical intuitive, I can read the body. All of a sudden, the body started telling me of these emotions that had been harbored for years in people, and it was so fascinating to be able to test it. Like, hey, did this happen to you? Hey, did this happen to you? Were you in an accident? Were you hit over the head? Were you wounded as a child from your alcoholic parent or whatever it is? These messages would come out and it would be in a direct alignment to the physical issue that they were having. whether it was a disease, an injury, or an illness. And again, I found it fascinating. And so as we hear now from the wisdom of ages, from the God source within, saying that this is how we are going to heal. We're going to look at the energetic field first. And so they talk about how each cell in your body has infinite possibilities because it's made in the form of infinite nature. Each molecule has infinite possibilities. Okay. And so energy is directed through your thought and information. So whatever you think and tell your body, it's listening. Also, whatever is going on in the outside of you, if there's any toxins or if there's anything that is an electromagnetic field or something that is disrupting your body and your energetic field, then you need to look at that too. But what they're saying here is the first is take a look at your information that you have so carried with you in your emotional field and in the story that you tell yourself, your beliefs. Okay. And what they said is when you do that, you are looking at what has been compressed. Because remember, as these wisdom messages have been telling us, our thoughts, words, deeds, and actions align to our heart, compress our body, and compress matter into form. Okay, so we're creating our reality. And so the same thing is going on with your body. It's going to compress inside you. And they say this is not a judgment, but rather a sober look and a compassionate look at the energetic nature of healing. And so, again, when you step back and you look at things that you might not have been able to process as a little child, as a young adult, or even as an adult now, your body is an overflow system, and it will take what you cannot process in your head, and then that unprocessed emotion will reflect your subconscious mind because your subconscious mind is being expressed through your body. Your body's going to be one of the greatest teachers of your subconscious mind, and your life in general will be a great teacher of what your subconscious mind is trying to teach you. Because again, like energy attracts like energy, and if you're putting this energetic field out, you're going to pull the same experiences to you until those lessons are learned. And then also the body's going to harbor disease until you look at it and see, what am I holding on to, until those lessons are released and learned. Okay. So to move forward, they said first start by healing your past, your beliefs and the stories that you told yourself, the hurts and the wounds. And so it's the simple act of compassion to these areas that I have found in my practice and that I have read in many neuroscience books. One person's coming to mind right now is Unlearn Your Pain by Dr. Howard Schubner. Well, it's the simple act of compassion and bringing awareness to the emotion. And that's also Dr. Candace Pert's work, right? We've got to acknowledge the emotion, and then we can release it. So you got to say, hey, that was hard. That was difficult. Oh my gosh. You don't want to revisit the story of what happened. You want to say, hey, that was difficult for me. That difficult time was hard. You don't want to stay in the stuck story. You just want to acknowledge and give yourself compassion for what you went through. And it's tricky because we always want to relive the past, and we want to pull up that story as if it is us. But what this wisdom of ages is now telling us, Sophia is telling us, give yourself compassion for what you went through. Like I grew up in an alcoholic family. So that's a story. That's not who I am. That was an experience. So I can say to that little girl, man, you went through a lot. And boy, I give you compassion and honor for what you've been through. And I'm super excited for you to release this and walk into who you're designed to be. And then you may begin to restore and balance the flow of your body and bringing renewed vitality to your cells. But they said there's more to this. So we're going to acknowledge it. We're going to thank it. We're going to release it with love and gratitude. And then we're going to place our hand on our heart and breathe in deeply. Okay, so we want to do physical this is called somatic experiencing. We're going to somatically touch our heart. We're going to visualize and feel that little girl healing, and then we're going to breathe out what no longer serves us. And then they say, with courage, allow yourself to acknowledge and release what has been held. So in Dr. David R. Hawkins' research, the scale of human consciousness, after 20 years of watching his psychiatric patients heal, he came to say that, hey, if you just come to courage and acceptance and neutrality of what is going on in your life, then your energy will progress upward into healing. But if you stay in resistance and stuck and you hold on to those old patternings, you will stay in that lower field of learning And that's just the nature of reality again. So it just takes courage. And here Sophia is saying, with courage, allow yourself to acknowledge what you went through and then release it. And then again, they say life will keep presenting lessons over and over again until they're fully understood and integrated. Okay. So, so then they go into physical rebalancing of the body. So gentle stretching movements, feeling your body, doing a body scan, shaking and jumping around the body, getting on a mini trampoline, doing deep, slow breath work or mindful exercises, all help restore circulation and energetic flow. And it gets that energy out of the cells of your body. So when I'm working on someone and I'll say, hey, were you abused as a young girl or a young man? They'd say, yes, but I already released that with my counselor. And I talked about it. And I said, hey, what we're doing today is we're releasing the energy that is compressed in the cells of your body. I said, that's how I'm able to read this. And I said, I didn't know anything about you, but the cells of your body are telling me that you are still housing this vibration. And that vibration is going out into the world and pulling back to you the very thing that you are uh, uh, emanating out. Okay. And so from this place, they say walk forward with alignment with your thoughts, words, deeds, and actions. Okay. We want to align everything to what we do want in life, not what we don't want. And with each new moment, you have the opportunity to reshape your life, to move towards balance, renewal, and well being. And thank you for listening, Sophia. And anyway, so again, this is right up my alley. This is what I do. This is so powerful to see it actually coming into word form from higher wisdom realm. And I love it, love everything about this. I would take this video on healing and the one on quantum healing and study them because this is the first step in healing. And I've witnessed it my entire career, and it's pretty powerful. And thank you and have a great day.